10 Disney locations that you can visit in the real world. Walt Disney's reimagined tales taught us a lot and made us fall in love with the visuals on the screen. The settings are nearly always based on real-life locations, despite the fact that these stories are fairy tales about victories and glory. If you look closely at these famous Disney stories, you'll discover some iconic places from all over the globe, from castles in Germany to cities in Italy. If you're a Disney fan who can afford to travel, make a point of visiting these real-world places. On top of that, after the premiere of Snow White and the Seven Dwarves in 1937, Disney grabbed the animation world by storm. We followed Princess Snow White as she was driven out of her castle by her wicked stepmother, based on the classic story from Grimm's fairy tales. Snow White was a success in the animation world because she sang, danced, and cared about others. Unstoppable and charming films about hope, love, and generosity followed. What's even better than Disney recreating these unique locations in film is that we can still go witness our favorite Disney locations come to life. The following are 10 Disney movies with real-life inspirations that may still be seen today. Number 10. Tangled, Mont Saint-Michel, Normandy, France. Tangled is a beautiful story about a princess who didn't even realize she was one. With her magical hair, she was abducted by a lady called Mother Gothel and brought to live in a tower far away from her actual parents, the king and queen. Rapunzel eventually returns to her parents' castle and rejoins them. This castle, which sits far above the rest of the town and is surrounded by water, was inspired by the island of Mont Saint-Michel in Normandy, France. Tourists can now easily access this island to enjoy a tour of the castle, thanks to the addition of a new bridge last year. Number 9. Sleeping Beauty, Neuschwanstein Castle, Bavaria, Germany. Sleeping Beauty, which was released in 1959, told the tale of Princess Aurora and her 3 fairy godmothers, who were tasked with protecting her from the wicked Maleficent. The king and queen's castle is shown in the film, and it was inspired by Neuschwanstein Castle in Bavaria, Germany. Walt Disney decided he needed to make an animated version of the castle after seeing it personally. That's exactly what he did. Number 8. Aladdin, Taj Mahal, Agra, India. With its vibrant colors, talented ensemble, and classic love story between Aladdin and Princess Jasmine, Aladdin captured our hearts in 1992. After all, we all wanted a pet tiger called Raja, right? The Sultan of Agrabah resided in a palace that looked remarkably similar to India's Taj Mahal in the legendary realm of Agrabah. The palace was inspired by the Taj Mahal according to Pop Sugar, but no one lives there these days. The magnificent Taj Mahal in India influenced the architecture of the Sultan's castle in Aladdin. The Taj Mahal was built in 1631 AD and is now regarded as the best example of Mughal architecture, which combines features from Persian, Indian, and Islamic architectural traditions. This majestic structure is considered one of the world's 7 wonders. There are 28 distinct types of precious and semi-precious stones used to adorn the Taj Mahal. When the emperor's wife died, it is claimed that he was so sad that he ordered his court to be in mourning for 2 years. Number 7. Finding Nemo, Sydney Harbour, Australia. When it's Dory's job to recall P. Sherman 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney, can you remember? Finding Nemo was filmed in Australia, as many people know. Finding Nemo took us on a tour of Sydney's harbour without us having ever been there, from the accents to the coral reefs to the Sydney Opera House. If you're fortunate enough to fly across the globe to Australia, make a point of visiting Sydney's harbour to view Port Jackson and the Sydney Harbour Bridge. Number 6. Peter Pan, Big Ben, London, England. Big Ben, the clock tower in London, has appeared in many films and television shows. It was constructed in 1859 and is now one of London's most popular attractions. Disney turned Peter Pan into an animated picture years later, in 1953. Based on the true story of a little boy who could fly and refused to grow up, he now finds himself attempting to prevent other children from growing up as well. After training his new companions to fly, he took them on a tour of London and visited Big Ben. So if you ever find yourself in London, keep in mind that Peter may be nearby. Number 5. The Little Mermaid, Chateau de Chillon, Lake Geneva, Switzerland. The Little Mermaid was released in the cinemas almost 30 years ago. Princess Ariel, ever passionate and independent, was presented to us at that time. We discovered her desire for human civilization and the courage to stand by Prince Eric's side after she rescued him from a disaster. We see a beautiful palace on the lake as Ariel is bringing him to land. It seems to be nearly too wonderful to be true, but it isn't. This castle may be seen near Lake Geneva, Switzerland. The Chateau de Chillon is readily found and even offers tours. Number 4. Pinocchio. Pinocchio's village, Collodi village, Italy. Pinocchio wasn't far behind Snow White when he was released a few years later. As a child, seeing a puppet come to life in a tiny Italian town was about as eye-opening as it gets. Our imaginations were free to run wild. Although the puppets we see in Italian stores don't come to life, you may visit Collodi village in Tuscany to stroll the cobblestone streets and discover where Disney took inspiration from the area. Number 3. Beauty and the Beast, The Black Forest, Germany. We have the animated version of Belle from 1991 before Emma Watson's incredible performance. After her father is kidnapped by a beast, Belle embarks on a perilous journey to rescue him. The forest was originally a lovely environment with many animals, but it has transformed into a gloomy, lonely version of itself since the curse was cast. And it's still inhabited by a group of wolves until the curse is undone. Even though Beauty and the Beast is set in France, the woodland she walks through is modeled on Germany's Black Forest, which you can still trek through today. Number 2. Snow White, The Dwarfs' Cottage, The Storybook Cottages in Los Feliz, Los Angeles. Snow White, being the first Disney film, should have a special place in the hearts of many Disney fans. Snow's origins and current residence are unknown in the film, although the original story takes place in Germany. Walt did not acquire his cottage idea from Germany after all. Instead, he discovered it in Los Angeles. Many houses in the Hollywood region, on the other hand, claim to be Disney's inspiration, even individuals who have rebuilt their homes to appear like the movie, only to subsequently claim they were the original inspiration. Number 1. The Princess and the Frog, New Orleans, Louisiana, USA. The Princess and the Frog, which is set in New Orleans, Louisiana, is the most current film on this list. Tiana's ambition is to work hard enough to establish her own restaurant and make her family proud. But she discovers herself in the body of a frog on an adventure. However, we witness the busy streets and swamplands of New Orleans throughout the film. The Princess and the Frog convinced everyone to visit this wonderful American destination thanks to its music, cuisine, and color. So which of the 10 destinations are you most likely to visit first? What would you do if you were given the opportunity to visit that location? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Before leaving, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell button for notifications of our future content. With that being said, see you in the next one.